Hello, hello, hashtag Health Wealth Life Day155. Quick one today, 4 minutes, here we go. So, the average American woman weighs more than the average American man from 1960s. So the average American woman today weighs more, the same or more, than the average American man in the 1960s. Wow, think about that. So what's that, 40, 50, nearly 60 odd years. And the weight is going up. Now, is that bone density? Is that more muscle? I don't think so. We all know that obesity is on the rise. And one of the things I've mentioned many times, Orlando, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. One of the things I've mentioned many times is there's a direct correlation between obesity and sleep disorders. So what can we do about it? What can we do about all this weight being put on? Firstly, we need to look at the quality of our food. I'll be posting a lot about nutrition and food and what types of food choices we can make over the coming few weeks. And giving some stats and some real things that we can use. So I always try and give a message and a point, but also how do you use it? What can you do with the information I supply you? And I try and keep it to one simple thing in each message, and I'll touch over a couple of things. But the average American woman today weighs the same or more than the average American man from the 1960s. Just think about that for a minute. Sarah and Mally, how are you, mate? How are you, Sarah? Hope you're both well. So obesity is rising, and one of the things is it's directly linked to sleep patterns. So what can we do? We can improve the way we sleep. How do we do that? We look at what we're doing from the day. So I was listening to a doctor the other day, and he said some very good points, which I'm also implementing, and I've taken on board from another doctor when I did some seminars with him. And that was, you need to start working on your sleep from the morning. You need to start working on your sleep from the morning. So from the morning, we need to dampen our stress response. Because if from the very morning, stress goes up, I got to do this, got to do that, business, kids, lifestyle, money, whatever it is, then stress levels go up and they can stay up all the way through the day. And then it comes to like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you think, I really need to shut down, and your body's just firing on all cylinders. It's impossible. So what we need to do is dampen the stress response from the very beginning. There's a few ways you can do that. You can alkalinize your body, take down the stress. You can take some magnesium from the morning, then some in the afternoon, then some in the evening. Magnesium is a very calming supplement, mineral that you can take on board, and the soils are becoming depleted in magnesium, so we do need to supplement them. I know a lot of people say you should get everything from your food, but it just doesn't happen these days. It's just not true. The studies show that if you look at 50 years ago and the food supply today, that the nutritional value, the nutritional content of the food has decreased. That's a fact. So 50 years ago from today, we're eating less nutritious food. So we need to eat more of the food, the good food, to get the same amount of nutrition that we were eating 50 years ago. And that's partly to do with it, because we need to take on more food. We're taking on energy as well. And it's so easy to grab these energy foods, high energy foods. And Weston A. Price, an amazing orthodontist that traveled the world, and he wrote a book called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration, if you want to check that out. It's a big old book, but it's an amazing book. I'll give you the synopsis here of it. He basically found that he called them displacement foods. Foods that actually give you, take up more energy to digest them than they actually give you. Take up more nutrition and digestive enzymes than they give you. So you're actually depleting your stores, depleting your wellness, depleting your health when you eat these foods. And it should be the opposite. The food should give us some vitality and some health building properties. And help us to be well. All right, so one of the reasons why we're getting fatter and bigger is the food supply, totally. Lifestyle is another one, the amount of stress going through. How well we're sleeping, I've talked about that just a little bit. All of these need expanding, more detail on each one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a private Facebook group, and for those who want some more extensive coaching, and we can talk about the individual specific areas that you'd really like to get handled and deal with once and for all. And once we can deal with them, we can actually live a happier life. And that's what it's all about, right? Happy is a skill that you can learn. I always say that. So once we can deal with these, I'm going to put together once I show you how to deal with them, then you've got them handled, and you can pass that information on. You can reapply it throughout the rest of your life and get rid of a problem, solve a problem, have a solution to a problem. And I want to stack these up over time. So I'm going to create a private Facebook group, and I'm willing to expand and put some real useful tips and tricks and techniques in there, and expand a little bit more on the coaching that I do. But it's going to be to a select few people, and it's going to be £1 a month. So I'm going to set that up. It's going to be private, and I will expand and give basically one of the first things I'm going to do is I have friends who started which deodorant do you use? A deodorant company, right? But which one is right? And we know that there's some issue. I'm going to do a post on this very shortly. We should make a more educated choice on which deodorants we use. This is really important. Here's a quick snapshot of what I'm going to do about that. So in Alzheimer's, people who are suffering from Alzheimer's, they found that aluminium is in their brain cells 4 times higher than the average person. So this is a direct correlation, and there's a lot of aluminium which helps with antiperspirants and in our deodorants. So which ones do we choose? I have friends who set up their own company, amazing product, and it works. You know, some of these healthier, more organic deodorants, they just don't work. I'm in the gym all day, I'm training my class, and you end up, it doesn't work. 2 hours and you smell, it's no good. If you're busy at work, you're in meetings, that just doesn't happen. They're just no good. We need something that works, and I know that these products work. So one of the first things is, it'll be £1 a month, and I'll be getting a discount of 20–25%. So you get that money back straight away, and you've got information on an amazing product that's actually going to give you more vitality or leave you with more vitality because it's less depleting. Anyway, if you're interested in that, type private group into the comment box, and I'll give you more information on how to get involved in that, how to get into that, or message me directly. Either way, let me know and we can get that started. That will be coming in the next 2 weeks or so. So the average woman now weighs as much as the average man from the 1960s. We're getting bigger, and I don't think it's muscle and bone density. In fact, we know that osteoporosis and osteopenia, the start of osteoporosis, is actually increasing. So what is happening? And I've touched on a few points there, but I think it's really important to be educated around how do we make better food choices that can impact how your brain works, that can help you protect you from disease, and can actually have you having more energy, more vitality to spend more time with your loved ones, doing the things you love, and for a longer period of time, stay alive for longer and in less pain while we're alive, actually having fun. All right, so I'll finish it there today. So what are the steps that I would say to take on the people are getting bigger? Really manage your sleep. That's the #1 thing, and I've done a few videos around that. Have a look, and I will do some more, so stay tuned. And look at the quality of your food, and maybe get some supplements in there. Manage your stress response, so let's get some magnesium and some alkalinizing, some green foods in there from the very morning, and try not to be so stressed about things. There's lots around that, and you know I do a lot about psychology. All the results are 80% psychology, 20% mechanics. All right, so that's where should we focus most of our efforts? I believe there. That's the 80-20 rule. I did that video yesterday. All right, that's it. I'll finish there. If you're interested in getting involved in the private group, and we'll expand, and I'll do some webinars and some private coaching around really specific points, and I'll expand and give you some real good things that you can get your hands on and use. Type private group in the comment box or message me directly. All right, that's it. Have an amazing rest of the day, and take on the information, get a good night's sleep, make sure it's pitch black, make sure it's silent, use earplugs if you need to, and all the other things that I bring into the sleep coaching. And I'll see you tomorrow for another top tip. And remember, happy is a skill that you can learn, and this is a better way to bring out your personal best. Let's go get some health wealth. Let's take the world with us. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Have an amazing evening. Take care, guys.